Knowledge is knowing that Zelda isn't the monster. However, wisdom is understanding that Zelda is the monster.
Finally, what the fans have been clamoring for all along, a game where you finally get to play as Link! Actually, no complaints here. That movement is fluid. Oh, and look at that jump slash animation. That's nice. So we go in and make reasonably quick work again, and Zelda is free. She's just out here living her best life. And Link is drowning back here, but this ain't about him. As Zelda, it is very important to jump over every single piece of debris. Okay, not that one here. Yeah. Hey, Darkness! Screw you!
Zelda, go talk to the king. Yes, father! Talk to the Pot Maiden!
Oh, I like that little Hyrule Castle motif right there. Hey, General Wright, why do you have Ganondorf's facial hair? Anyway, the king and his advisors get gobbled up by the shadows, and then fake ones pop out and send me to prison, where Perry the Parasol comes down and gives me the Vibe Scepter. See, this is the main gimmick that Zelda uses, because Zelda would never use weapons. Never use weapons. Never use... You know what? Aonuma lied to us, but look, the Star Rod is really a cool thing to use. We copy the table and we climb on out. Ooh, the spear! Let me copy the spear! No! Some royals of the member guard you clowns turned out to be. And then they give me a pot for sneaking. Do I look like some sort of janky pot maiden to you? No, I am alerting every guard. One thing I think I'm going to love about this game is that the Cane of Samaria is so versatile that it's going to allow me to solve puzzles in the wrong way, which is my favorite thing to do in Zelda games. Like, see that bed over there? I know what they want me to do, but I will find a different solution. Awesome! 1 hour into this game, and I am loving it. Now into some slimes, but Zelda is completely defenseless. I get past the next few challenges, but after I hit a sea urchin with a rock, I copy it, and it is on. I kill a Keese, add it to my arsenal, and then I use that to take out a slime, and boom! I now have an army at my beck and call. Or is it beck and call? I don't even know what a beck is. The next hour consists of little puzzles and taking out bigger and better monsters. It is a lot of fun to experiment with different squads. I really like the Slime Snake Bat configuration, but another great one is Spear Moblin with aerial support. The game truly captures the essence of being a princess. A princess doesn't wield a sword or fight on the front lines. She gives orders, trusting her loyal soldiers to handle all the dirty work, all while she sits back and enjoys a smoothie. Well, either that or Ganon, because all those loyal soldiers are moblins. Alright, we made it to Southern Village. Ooh, I can finally get a good item! The axe! No dice. But we do get the trampoline. I didn't know it at the time, but this is probably one of Zelda's best traversal tools.
We're pretty upset around here.
You look really broken up about that.
I really love the puzzles, because there are so many different ways to solve each one using the Dominion Rod. Even watching my footage back, I would have used different solutions than my less experienced self. But I still made it through, and I got a treasure! You got a fairy bottle. Fairies love these sturdy bottles, and will jump right inside. Yeah, sure they do, buddy. Look, we've all played Wind Waker. Anyway, after that, I head into this game's challenge realms. These rifts are such cool areas. They are made up of assets from all around Hyrule, but they're all twisted and uneven. It is so cool to navigate a piece of land that's been turned into a wall. The dungeon is great. Cozy little one-room puzzles that you have all the tools for. The coolest fight is the one against Link. Okay, so Zelda's sending in all sorts of monsters, but Link is really good at dispatching them. These are the moments where the game shines. But when I defeated Link, I was filled with a certain sense of dread because he dropped his sword. You see, I was enjoying the limitations placed on Zelda needing to use the Rod of Seasons through the whole game. But with the sword, all of a sudden, nothing has changed. Because the sword has a drawback. So you can become a sword fighter whenever you want, but it runs on a resource that drains fast. So you can't use it very much. But if one particular enemy has ticked you off, Have at it. Use your special demon mode. So, we get to keep the inventive Kamekrod gameplay, but in a pinch, we can get reliable damage, and it just has the best song in the game connected to it. Okay, this game is just great. So, Tippy gives us a cool new power where we can move stuff, or be moved by stuff. I love it when Zelda's just being carried around. It's just how uninterested she looks. The boss was great. I loved summoning a piranha plant on his hand that just attacked his weak point. But when we finally defeated him, the entire room was just flooded with little chingling dudes.
These are my friends. See this one shine.
After that, we saved one of the king's advisors and Robbie. Now, Robbie has this cool little thing where you can actually upgrade your sword mode with more damage and length, but I intentionally avoided it because it is already incredibly powerful. I don't want to rely on it. I want to rely on the fun and inventive new system we get in the game. So, naturally, in Zelda fashion, you have multiple things and you can choose which order to go. But on the way there, we defeated and thus hired the Octorok. Forget all previous combat units. From this point forward, it is all about the Octorok firing squad. But on our way there, we do run into wanted posters for Zelda. Do I make the Tangled reference? Yeah, I think I gotta.
Oh, Mama, I have got to get me one of these.
Anyway, this is where I learned the power of the trampoline, and this game completely earns my respect. So, I learned that I can use the trampolines to get on top of trees, and I can go to this forest, and the game actually lets me. Alright, off to the Zoras! From the north. Alright, I love this game because I think this is the first time that we get to have the Uggo Zoras and the Hot Zoras. However, I could have done without the Full House episode where I helped both chiefs realize that the other one is actually pretty great too. But my reward for that stupid little distraction was an incredible dungeon. Look, I have yet to play the Link's Awakening remake, but these one-room puzzles are just so cozy! I love walking into a room, having all the information, putting it together quickly, and then acting on it. The exploration is just so much fun! Also, game-breaking item number 2 is just join the party. The water block. All you gotta do is create a pillar of water and you can swim pretty much anywhere. The next area, this was probably one of the coolest things I have ever done in the Legend of Zelda franchise. Are you watching very closely? Boom! I just walked into Gerudo Village like it was nothing! Because Zelda is a vibe. Shoot, I don't know what the word for girl is. Anyway, solve some desert puzzles with some water blocks and just have a grand old time. Another awesome Link fight where you hide from it and then have your boys go kick his trash and then... Holy cow! Guys, a new Waluigi icon just dropped! Yes, look, he's having such a good time with his girlfriend, it's so fun! By the way, if you didn't do this in the middle of your Echoes of Wisdom run, you played the game wrong. Dungeon is more or less the same. Relaxing, fun puzzles, and I mentioned the boss for no other reason than he looks like the Skyward Sword digging guy, and so I really enjoyed being able to stab him. After that, we go to Hyrule Castle, which has also been eaten up by a void. So we go in, and it's a bit on the shorter side, but the Ganon fight was an absolute treat, killing Ganon with moblins. Nothing like seeing a monarch deposed by his own people. Vive la Moblin Revolution! After that, Hyrule Castle is saved, and they start explaining that I need to go to the Skyward Sword areas, and that the forces of evil are after the Prime Energy. Yeah, that makes sense. In my experience, it is evil people who deal with Prime Energy. Okay, so the second half of the game has 2 really cool things happen. First off, the overworld adds in Zelda's Lullaby before it goes into the main melody. And if you scan in some amiibos, you get new costumes, like Kitty Cat Stealth, the Goron Tunic, and Village of the Blue Maiden. Now, while I do really like massive ponytail Zelda, I'm mostly stuck with the Blue Maiden dress. Okay, so, I think I can give this game the highest compliment that I, as a stupid YouTube game reviewer, can. Usually, I speed through games so I can get the video to you guys as quickly as possible. But when a game truly captures my curiosity, I go and try and do extra things. Echoes of Wisdom is one of these games. There are 3 main rifts that you gotta do, but when you level up 5 here, it gets more powers, like more summoning triangles or lowering the price that some of the soldiers cost. And I wanted to see all of what it had available, so I went across all of Hyrule, doing all the minor rifts before even considering the major ones. Save all the little friends. Save the stamp guy. All right, looks like there's only one more that I can see on my map.
What's with that hole? You don't think that my darling could be in there? Out of the way! I can't leave my beloved waiting! I'll be there soon!
You know what? I think he's got this. Let's get out of here, Tattle. Okay, so you can't just challenge the major rifts. I didn't care for this. It's kinda cool to see character growth, but I just want to solve puzzles, man. Deku Scrubs throw you in prison? Stealth is for the weak! The Yeti, it felt like I was babysitting Lenny from the Mice and Men. And the Goron over here is talking about Rule 32!
Do not Google Goron Rule 32.
Maybe Google Zora, though. But I did get to do the rifts. The Goron one gave me major Marble Zone vibes. Pharaoh Temple was just like big and complicated and had weird hidden dungeon. Also, the mini-boss was like half invincible. I spent way too long getting nommed on wondering why my boys couldn't hurt him. Then the snow one, major Ocarina of Water Temple vibes from this one. You need to go to completely different rooms to solve the puzzles, to change the temperature in the other rooms. I don't know. In retrospect, they were fun puzzles, but something about needing to go to a different room to solve a puzzle, I don't know. My ADHD doesn't like it. Also, I didn't finish any of these dungeons, okay? I would do the temple completely up to the boss room, and then I would bounce on out of there. And then I beat all the bosses in one glorious hour. Okay, so 3 bosses, 3 levels of quality. The worst thing in the entire game is Goma. So she keeps her eye closed and then chases you around the room. She's not that hard to dodge, but it goes on for way too long. And during this time, you can't retaliate until she climbs up on the wall, and then you have to pray that whatever you summoned can hit her eye before she decides to become invincible and go for another phase. When I had her down to 1 health, I missed the strike 2 times and I had to keep dodging her stupid attacks. And I know it was 1 health because the 3rd time that she went up for her attack, the bird finally managed to connect and dead. Next was the dragon boss. Kinda lame, but I'd take it over Goma any day. Actually, it was kind of bad for the opposite reason. Goma, invincible for most of the fight. Dragon, vulnerable for most of the fight. All my dudes are landing tons of hits for the whole thing, but with it being a bullet sponge, you don't really feel like you're doing anything. I was actually surprised when he died. He got staggered. I'm like, okay, I'm ready for phase 2, and the game's like, nah bro, he's dead. But the Yeti? This fight was the absolute highlight of the entire game. Any shekels that I may have shelled out for this game was justified in this battle. All in all, pretty simple. Just summon fire, ice-themed enemies to challenge the opposite of his current mask while dodging his attacks. It's brilliant.
You have demonstrated true courage. Thus, I grant my sanction unto you.
Boom! I got courage. We also have a heart right there. Now, if I only had a brain. Now I can obtain the prime energy. I just need to run through the Lost Woods, put some spheres on some pedestals. Okay. Now we go and we meet Evil Zeld. Now there is one of the coolest rooms. It looks like it would be insanely fun, dealing with all sorts of challenges throughout the entire game. Tons of monsters to fight. I bet I would love this challenge. But I also have the Wind Waker given to me by Cappy, and I wonder if I can... Yeah, I can cheese my way over the whole dang thing. But I can't cheese the fight with Evil Zeld. This is a great fight. We're very evenly matched. We're both Zeld, we can both summon a bunch of dudes, and while the battle rages, we're both trying to land hits on one another. This is another top-notch fight. But eventually, the Zeld is felled. Link! Okay, okay, I'm a little OCD'd that I can't be even with it. Oh, you know what? I probably need to use the Link power. Okay. Now we go into one final area with Link, and I do love the puzzles in this game. In fact, at one point, I have to grab Link, and using the mechanics, I need to get him up to where he can slash through this web. Oh, this is a cool idea. In fact, I wonder how many puzzles they have where we'll use this premise. The answer? Zero more puzzles. It's time for the final boss fight. final boss is pretty cool. It can take the form of other bosses, and that makes sense thematically, because this guy, whenever it swallows up something, it can make a clone of that. So, you know, we fight the guy, we attack him a bunch, and then it'll turn into a boss, and we gotta dodge the attack. Like, it was a really long, arduous boss, but you know what? I liked the fact that it was long. I was able to savor the game just a little bit longer. The summon technique is just such a cool thing that sets Zelda apart. It feels really natural while letting me hang out in Hyrule, and I just had a great time with this. And the boss was eventually defeated. We escape the realm, and then Luma runs off to who knows where, leaving Zelda with a final parting gift. The Wand of Gamelon.
Hello? Hello? Snookums? Anyone? Oh, I need a bigger gun.
So, that's The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom. All I gotta say about this game is you can go to Kakariko Village, and it has not one, but 2 windmills. But you can't actually enter of them, so you don't get to listen to Song of Storms. Garbage game, 0 out of 10.